hope your day is full of butterscotch and caramel and whipped cream and peanuts and hot fudge and cherries and rainbow sprinkles and all of the toppings. I'm sure I'm missing toppings. Did I say whipped cream? Maybe. If not, yeah, whipped cream, throw it in there. Hope your day's full of mint chip. Personally, I heavily fucks with a mint chip flavor. Big fan of mint chip. I think that mint chip is a very divisive flavor, though. You either really fucks with it or you can't stand it. The only thing more divisive than the vaccine right now is mint chip. Guys, this week's episode of SHENK is presented to you by Oh Yeah Socks. Look down at your feet right now. Are you wearing socks? If you're not, ew, you should be. Get a pair of socks. Head to ohyeah.com. That's 3 O's, HYEAH.com. Enter discount code Sara10 for 10% off. They have an amazing selection of socks. They collaborate with different artists to bring unique designs. Look at these ones. These ones say, free 'em, wear the tits. Free the nipple socks. Like, who doesn't want titty socks? And it's a great way to support the show. Head to ohyeah.com, discount code Sara10, SARA10 for 10% off. They also have Def Leppard socks. They have Mr. Rogers socks. They have Bob Ross socks. They have Norman Rockwell socks. I mean, how many times do you think I can say the word socks? Oh, yeah. That's 3 O's, HYEAH.com, discount code Sara10, SARA10. Check out these. They're like Cheech and Chong, but they're potatoes, and it says freshly baked. Why wouldn't you want those? There's a pair of socks for everyone in your life. Support the show. You're always going to need socks. It's a great way to cheer someone up by giving them a pair. Brighten someone's life and support the show. All right, guys. This week's episode of SHENK is also presented to you by Ispire. The Ispire is a dabbing wand that makes dabbing easier. You could head to getispire.com, enter discount code SHENK15 for 15% off that as well. And if you wait to the middle of this week's episode, you'll get to see me do a dab using the wand. Also, I will be in Texas. That's right. I am coming to Houston for Skankfest. But before we head over to Skankfest, Kim Congdon and I are going to be headlining in Austin at the Creek in the Cave on November 3rd. We will be at the Death Squad Secret Show November 4th. November 5th through the 7th, we will be in Houston, Texas at Skankfest. And yeah, that's it. I also have a bunch of LA dates. I will be in LA this Friday, the Green Room LA. More dates soon. You can check out my Instagram at Princess Shank for all show dates. Kim Congdon and I will also be co-headlining in San Diego on September 29th. So if you want to come out to see live comedy on the 29th, that's an option as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode of SHENK with the one, the only Kimberly Congdon. Here it is, guys. Welcome to another episode. Did you check about the shirt?
Oh, wait. Yeah, let me check. Hold on. Okay, so I just put in YouTube. Am I even subscribed? Yeah, I am. I was going to be like, that's disrespectful. So this day, what was I wearing this day? Let's see.
I feel like you...
Okay, not that day. I wore my baby fat shirt that time. And if I didn't wear it last time, I don't care. Okay. You can leave this in. We can start.
Okay.
I had to make sure I wasn't wearing the same shirt 3 shanks in a row.
And guess what? She wasn't.
I wasn't.
You have the most shirts I've ever seen you own right now.
Thank you.
You do.
Thank you. I do have a lot.
When I arrived, you modeled about 5 different shirts for me.
I did.
Then I was like, I'm noticing a theme here.
Yeah.
A lot of blouses.
Yeah.
Thicky Kimmy's all about the blouse in 2021.
Thicky Kimmy's turning 31.
Soon. How do you feel about that? Do you feel like you're going to be 31?
No.
How old do you feel like you are?
26.
I don't feel 26. I wish I did.
I feel about 26.
I identify more as 27.
Okay, I like that.
28.
Yeah, she's just slightly more mature than me.
Just slightly.
She's just fucked 4 more guys than me.
Exactly. I mean, it's weird because at the start of the pandemic, were you 29?
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot to process.
Yeah.
The start of the pandemic, I was
29.
32. Now I'm 34 years
And then
old. I'm going to be 35 next year.
I was 29 at the start of the pandemic, and 28, 27, and 26 were spent in a relationship I could have just been out of if I was brave enough to like just break up with anybody ever.
But don't you think that's not uncommon?
Yeah,
in your
for
20s?
Sure. For sure.
Be
but
like,
for me, isn't it so hard to leave a relationship?
Well, it is. And then the more time you invest into it,
right,
the harder it is.
Yeah.
Because you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Now our lives are so intertwined that it would be a major inconvenience for this to not work out.
If you're not investing in it while you're in it, you're not doing the right thing. So you have to
be
set
in
yourself up for that.
You have to show up for it and give it a chance.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll be like, oh, I regret not showing up for it and giving it a chance.
Exactly.
But I do think the older I get, the quicker I'm easy to identify if something's not working, and the quicker I am to walk away from it.
Yeah, me too.
And like, so I know better. It's like I know better more now. So it's like at a certain point, you're like, I can't keep repeating the same patterns because they haven't been serving me in any way. Like, I got so used to the bare minimum.
I broke up with the last guy so quick. I was like, I'm not doing this again for 7 months.
Yeah, no, I know.
Because I started to like be like, oh, maybe next week I'll break up with him. And I was like, no, this is the thing you do.
Yeah. But the older you get, the more you trust your own judgment, I feel like.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I went on a first date that was just a first date. And I was like, there won't be another one.
Of course.
With the electric vehicle guy.
Oh, yeah.
That was wild.
It's been a lot of rough first dates. You want to talk about the electric vehicle guy?
He showed up on a 3-wheel wonder vehicle. Nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
Hold on, I'm gonna unbutton my pants. Are too tight.
It was a lot. It was a lot for me. I just felt like it was too much. It was too showy of a decision to make. First date to show up on a 3-wheeled vehicle and make me get around and drive in it. And I was in the back seat and he was in the front seat.
It's a power move.
It's like so you always remember the day.
One less tire than you're used to.
And an open air 3-wheel electric vehicle.
And for you. It's just not your thing. Listen, this is the thing that's dumb about guys. It's like, if I was a guy and I wanted to date Weinshenk, I'd take her like to help me. I'd ask her if like to help me shop for rings or like help me shop for like what clothes that I should wear so that she could just dress me and think I'm hotter.
Yeah, yeah.
Would you let me fuck?
Yeah. But ideally, they already know how to dress.
Yeah, but they let you go pick out stuff for them.
Right. Or I have an idea of their style, so I could.
Yeah, and then he takes you to some weird, expensive coffee shop.
Yes, like and I love it.
Yeah. And then you do it. Yeah, you do a gluten-free meal at one of them spots.
One of them spots, you know,
where everything's wood.
Spots. Yeah, you know, I like an all wood. A communal table. Yeah. Lots of tapas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hella tapas.
For you though, maybe I take you to a game.
What game? Should we center this more?
A sporting event of sorts.
Okay.
Maybe I'm taking you to a fight.
Oh, I like that.
Maybe I'm taking you to
I like that.
A football game.
So fun.
Something like that. Maybe like a baseball game. I don't really see you enjoying a baseball game as much as I see you enjoying a football game or a basketball game.
She knows me.
Or some type of martial arts event.
Love it.
That's
such a fun date.
And then afterward, maybe somewhere for like a steak.
Yes,
Right?
bitch. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, we make it seem like it's easy.
It is easy.
But we're actually both dating people now.
We are.
Should we talk about that?
Yeah. I guess we have to now.
Like, I ripped the Band-Aid off.
Yeah, you did. Certainly.
the beginning.
Popped up out of nowhere with it, too.
I'm like, oh, well.
Hold on. Sorry. I messed with the angle and not
Well, because I feel like, it's just the beginning and we don't know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm feeling optimistic, and so are you, which is rare.
Well, first of all, we've known each other 8 years, which is crazy.
Us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost 9.
Wow. We're aging. Rapidly, though.
Rapidly. When I first met you, I was only legally drinking alcohol for 9 months.
No.
Yeah.
No. You were 21.
I was 22.
So I was like 25.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I was fresh out of college.
What's it like just growing old on podcasts?
Oh my God.
It's
so sad.
It's like you see clips of us from early on. I'm like, wow, we had like wonder in our eyes still. Okay, yeah. So we've known
Our voices, if you listen to podcasts from 8 years ago, our voices sound like high school
Babies.
girls.
I know.
Like they're like squeakier.
Kung Pao chicken or whatever.
Mongolian beef.
Mongolian.
Now listen to me. I'm like, Mongolian beef. It's Mongolian. It's
We're
Mongolian
exhausted.
beef.
We have seen some shit. Okay, so we've known each
seen
other.
some shit.
We've been through it.
If
Hollywood.
if you guys only fucking knew.
Like
Ooh.
we have made it against all odds,
Cheers,
sister.
sister.
So it's been 8 years that we've known each other. Yes. Why'd you say that?
And we have never both been dating someone happily at the same time. Never, except for now.
Right now.
We're both seeing people that we like for a little bit. It's so funny. I keep telling Sarah about things this guy is doing, and the bar is truly on the floor.
I mean, same. We're both like, they open the car door for us multiple times.
Sarah, no. Don't spell us out like that. Multiple. No, we're not. No, we're not. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's been great.
It's been shocking.
The dates that I've had, no, it's not been shocking. It's been like, yeah, this is normal.
This is what it should be.
Yes,
but
it's like
feel like you were in the right all the other times. When you were like, actually, I don't think I should put up with this.
Yeah.
And now you're like, oh, yeah, no, you're not supposed to put up with that type of behavior because that type of behavior is actually rude and mentally ill.
Yeah. Yes.
No, I know.
It's so crazy.
It's so crazy. Fast forward to
next week when we're like, we're single again. We're all tired.
Yeah. Should I fuck the plant guy?
That guy. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't really know.
Our lives are good now, so. No, it's interesting getting to know somebody, I guess. It's like fun and exciting.
It's so weird. I'm going to say it is fun and exciting, but it is weird because you're like, this person is a stranger, and we're like, you really, when you start dating someone that you guys are like into each other, you really get into the role. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
You really start dating each other.
Oh yeah.
You like when you both like really like each other. This has happened a few times when like I've really liked someone and they've really liked me. You both start like dating.
No, I know. I can't believe it.
It's just weird because every once in a while I'll look at this man and I'm like, you're a stranger.
See, what's weird about mine is that I knew this guy before, and then we met on the app. So, but I didn't know him in a dating way before. Right. So now it's like, whoa.
Now it's a new person.
Now it's a new person.
For sure.
It's like a three-dimensional person.
Once you see someone's balls, they're a new person.
Yeah, once you see someone's balls and their bird feeder, they're a new person.
Yeah.
That's like...
For sure.
Once you see somebody's balls, they're a new person is so funny. Do you think the same goes for like once a guy sees your clit, you're a new person?
For sure.
Yeah. Right?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Like, it'll be interesting. It also is interesting I like that he doesn't snore. thus far.
Okay. The guy I'm dating snores.
Okay, and that's okay.
This is so funny. But you know what? To be honest, I've slept through it both times, which I thought I wouldn't.
I used to make my ex wear breathe right strips.
No, this motherfucker snores. I'm like, you're going to die in the night.
No.
I'm like, I can't wake up next to someone who stopped breathing in the night.
You're going to need to get them, what are those things called? Those machines? The people who like, do you know what I'm talking about? It's for the people who sleep apnea machine.
Yeah. For sure.
Dude, my dad snores so loud that if I were to stay at my parents' house, I could hear it from down the hall.
That's too much.
I've also heard
your mom sleeps in that room?
Yeah. She sleeps soundly as fuck in that room.
No.
I've also heard him fart before and been able to hear it in the next room.
That's too loud.
It's too much.
It's
too much.
The
The
man-
vibrations,
the man
they're
don't.
coming from Steve.
Wow.
It's a lot.
Steve's sending out the good vibes.
Steve stays sending out the vibrations.
It's so funny.
Yeah, it's so interesting. I mean, also, why does it feel like the second you start dating someone and like all the people that weren't right, like know that you randomly, instinctively know?
Always.
You're like, wait.
Every single one of my exes. I mean,
Right.
they all, and it's like crazy. It's like this dude that I was seeing in New York that had no interest in me. FaceTimed me 2 nights ago to tell me he missed me.
No.
Yes. And I'm like,
Do I know this guy? We've talked about him before.
Probably. Yeah, we've talked about him.
Oh, I'm going to have to find out who this is.
And I'm like,
later.
you miss me? You don't. I was like, when's my birthday? like you don't
What's
even know
my sign?
Yeah, when's my birthday is a good one.
Yeah, that is a good one. Do we even know each other?
If you're dating a guy right now and he compliments you, the next time he compliments you, ask him when your birthday is. See if he really cares.
Wow.
Am I wrong?
No, if they care, they remember things. And they listen.
Do you know the guy's birthday that you're
yes,
dating? Yeah,
I do.
Me too.
Instantly.
Me too.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, you're right.
See?
That's so interesting.
You care.
Does he know yours?
Yeah.
I think mine knows mine. Now I'm like circling.
Does he like you?
I don't know if he likes me. I call him. I'm like, do you know my birthday? Put it on speakerphone.
Should we?
No, I think he does.
Should we put it to the test?
Because he's at work. Hey, real quick.
Oh, he works. Wow.
I mean,
see, the bar's on the floor. Yeah.
Oh, he works.
Oh, he works. Wow. He's working.
I remember like 2 podcasts ago where like they need to have jobs. They need to have cars.
Yeah.
They need to have
apartments.
But can we talk about your really bad date before you the one that sent you in the car to the place?
Yeah, did we not talk about it already?
We haven't talked about that.
Yeah, we could talk about it.
How would you explain it?
If hell was a date.
It was like
I don't know. So I was flirting with this guy who I also know on Instagram. And we were flirting back and forth. And at one point, it was the UFC fight. And this motherfucker makes a bet. He's like, do you want to make a bet on the fight tonight? Because he knows I'm into the fight.
Right.
Your move.
My move.
Right.
I go in with martial arts.
Right. And he did too. Good move already. And I was like, sure, I'll bet on the fight. And then he was like, dinner. Loser buys dinner.
Okay.
And I was like, cool. End of the night, I win the bet. I message him, I like seafood.
Okay.
That's all I say.
Balls in his court.
He says, haha, cool. Sends me the address to this place. I'm like, okay, cool. I see that it is about 35, 40 minutes away from me, which is pretty far already to have me go on a first date. Yeah. And I go, okay, what time are you picking me up?
Okay, sorry. Yeah. I just know the direction it goes and it's like, I can't believe it. It's okay, go on.
So I go, what time are you picking me up? And he's like, I'll have a driver to you at 7:30, I think he said. I was like,
and I'll be there at 8. I think.
Yeah. Well, the dinner was at 8. And he said, I'll have a driver to you at 7:30. I was like, okay, great. Thinking he meant that. The next day he calls me. And right? Because like, I'm just like, okay, that's cool.
Great. Love that you're doing the things that you're supposed to do to plan a fucking date.
But he was joking. He literally was like joking about the driver.
That was
and
a
I'm
joke?
Like, yes. And I'm like, you thought the way that I expect to be treated was a joke? That's so insane to me.
So the joke was that he doesn't have a driver?
I don't
Or was
know.
it like, I thought he was just going to send a Lyft
so-
or an Uber.
Right. Same. So
That's
then,
what any normal person would do.
So then the next day when it's time for the dinner, he hits me up.
With the, I don't have a car.
I don't have a car. Can I actually send you a driver? And I was like, didn't need to know the details about the car. I thought you were already sending me a driver.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I was like, sure. I thought that's what was happening. And so he calls me the driver and he shares like the drive with me. And then the car gets canceled after like I wait like 15 minutes. And I was like, the car canceled. He's like, oh yeah, I think he said I messed up. I put the wrong stop. I had to call another one.
I thought he ordered the fancy one.
Oh, yes.
He's like, I ordered the luxe one, and
Yes.
I meant to order the regular one for
yes,
you.
that's
so I
what
had
it was.
to cancel it.
Yes, he ordered too nice of a car for me, so he canceled it.
Right.
So I was
and
like,
then told you that.
and then just didn't have to tell me
Could
that.
have lied.
Could have literally lied. I also understand not paying double for a car, but didn't
Wasn't
have to give me.
expecting the Lux. Didn't have to tell me that's why you canceled the car when I've been waiting for the last fucking 20 minutes.
Right. So then he calls a second car. And then and he shared the thing with me. So then I get in the car and we start going and we're driving. And when I look it up, we're going to a place called the Vegan Joint,
Which
is not seafood, which is not the bet, which is really upsetting.
it's like
me.
it would be different if he won the bet.
Yes.
Then the vacant joint would be fitting.
And when we talked, I looked back through some of our messages. And I found out he lived 5 minutes away from the place he chose dinner.
Mm-hmm.
So he did everything to convenience himself this night. He chose the food he wanted. He picked a place 5 minutes away from his place. And then he just like casually canceled and fucking picked the wrong car. Then I get dropped off in the middle of fucking downtown LA. In the middle of like
hell.
In the middle of hell. I'll send you you have the picture, right? Have them put it up.
We gotta have the picture inserted.
Yeah, we have to have.
This is where she was dropped off.
This is where I was left by a car.
At 8 o'clock at night.
At 8 o'clock at night, the sun is starting to set. There is nobody. I mean, there are no cars on the street. It looks like, have you seen I Am Legend with Will Smith?
Yes, who hasn't?
Right, such a good movie. Anyways, it looks like the city that he's in.
No,
like
you sent me the photo and it looked like a meme of when he picks the restaurant.
Yeah.
Like that's how bad it was.
Yeah, it was really bad.
I was scared that you were there by yourself at night.
No one around. I was by this like ditch, like this huge body of water. Like it was like a fence, a huge body of water.
Bodies,
yes. And then
dead body
and
energy
then
river.
The only people I could see is like two dudes who are definitely drug dealers, like with like low backpacks on like little bikes, and like 3 homeless people down like 15 blocks is all I could see. It's like maybe 5 sketchy people. Nobody with a residential home. And the sun is setting. So then I'm texting him. I'm like, I don't think this place is open. He's like, I'm standing outside. And I call him. The Uber's gone. At this point, he drops me off and he leaves. He doesn't even want to hang around. He's like, I got to get out of here.
I got to get out.
Yeah.
Uber's like, this girl's up to no cause.
He's like,
back alley abortion. Like, why are you coming down here?
Yes. He's like, I don't even know what he was thinking. And then I call him. He's like, oh, I sent you to the wrong place. And he put in the wrong address for the wrong restaurant. After all of that.
After he canceled the first car because it was Lux, then he sends you to the middle of downtown LA at 8 o'clock at night.
Mm-hmm.
Then he has the nerve to say, hey, you might get an Uber to the right restaurant?
Yeah, he's like, can you just call an Uber here? And then I'll just send you the money for however much it costs to get here. And I was like, let's just cancel this. I literally was like, I'm just going to get an Uber home.
Right.
And I did. And I called an Uber and it was 13 minutes. The sun was going to be gone by the time it got there. And it was like just getting dark.
But the thing was, it was like, it didn't have to go that way.
No, it didn't. But the only reason it went that way is because he selfishly made the date about him, which ruined the whole thing. When he could have just been like, cool, even met me halfway.
Or come to where you live.
Or came to where I live, yeah.
I don't know. Guys, it's the halfway point of the show, which means one thing and one thing only. It is time for me, your girl, to take a dab. You can see that my dog's already done a dab. He's fully passed out in the bed. He's freshly washed. He's snuggled up. It's a whole half show energy. It's a whole half show vibe. Guys, look at this. It's a wand that basically transforms any bowl or piece into a dab rig. So all you do is switch out the bowl pieces with the bowl pieces that come with the wand, and then they heat up using this wand. So you just take out the bowl piece on whatever bong you normally use. Mine's super cute. It has a little duck in a bathtub. So yeah, I'm just waiting for this to heat up. Then I'll do a dab, show you how it works. In the meantime, head to getispire.com. That's GET Aspire, ISPIRE.com. Enter discount code SHENK15 for 15% off your Aspire wand. They make great gifts for the dabber in your life. All right, I'm going to go ahead and hit this, and you guys can see just how easy it is to use. Hit smooth. We love it. Support the show. Head to getaspire.com. And let's get back to this week's episode of SHENK with Kimberly Congdon. It's crazy when I think about how many first dates they can go, how weird a first date can really be.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird when they go right, too. Like, I'm so in the pattern of it going badly that I'm like checking in with myself.
I'll date someone if a first date goes right just because the first date went right. That's what's happened to me before too, where I'm like, the bar so low that if someone just does a good first date, I'm like, now I'm dating them.
But also, I think I've been conditioned to think that relationships are supposed to be hard, and they're supposed to be like work and like,
right.
But the beginning's not supposed to be like that, because it's just the beginning. Like, you should just be excited to be spending time with somebody new and like getting to know them. It shouldn't be like, oh God, you know?
Shouldn't be fixing wounds.
Yeah,
it's
no,
a lot.
You can't be.
No,
I think that, but it's also like the things that seem like common sense to dudes aren't to all of them.
No.
Like, in what world would it be okay to send someone to the downtown LA and then ask them, after they send you to the wrong place and cancel the nice Uber, ask them to then pay to get to the correct address?
I mean, I'm just like, you just can't even figure out that I'm at this one. There has to be an address for this one in downtown LA.
And you had to have looked at it.
It has to be in your phone already because you called it to that one. So just call another car there. You know where I'm at. You just want me to call my own car.
Right.
After you did this. And then have me Venmo request you for the amount before we sit down at dinner.
It's been too much.
A dinner that I didn't want, a vegan joint, when you asked about dinner and I said, by the way, seafood you can get even if that person is vegan.
You could go to a seafood restaurant
and
they
eat vegan.
Get vegetables.
Yes.
Or find something on the menu.
Yes.
That's the thing. It's like, if you have a dietary restriction, then you got to be flexible. You can't make everybody suffer because you have a dietary restriction.
Totally.
Especially on a first date.
Well,
when it's not really even about you.
No, it's
not. And you lost the bet, bitch.
It's about the bet. I hate to bring up the bet, but it's about the bet.
But a bet's a bet.
A bet's a bet, motherfucker.
I said seafood.
I said seafood.
I don't want tempeh.
No.
You have your eyes set on lobster. He shows up with some soy paper and
He's
a rice
picking a
patty.
place he can fucking skip to from his apartment and his jammies. It's like, wow, you're really cozy on this one, huh?
But I do think that there is this element of us being so desensitized because we're in comedy too. It's like a different species of men that do stand up.
That's true.
They're not
normal.
They're not normal.
Yeah. They're not.
You know? They're great. They're funny. They're fun to fucking hang out with and smoke weed with.
They're not normal to date.
They're not normal to date.
No.
And
but probably neither are we.
No. Insane.
Yeah.
I know I like this guy because I had him come to my comedy show, which is like normally not my vibe at all. Like the last thing I want to do is have someone who I'm having sex with see me
to
stand up. Especially in the beginning. But yeah, so I went and it was fine. But right before I went up, I was like, just so you know, like maybe like an hour before my set, I might get a little weird. So, and it was fine, but it's definitely. Have you had the experience of bringing a guy to a show and it?
Yeah, I bring a lot of guys to shows. I
do
it like how the guys do.
You do?
Yeah. I remember at one point in LA.
Not me. I never do.
When Jamar was visiting, or at one point in New York when Jamar was visiting New York, there was like a couple guys I was hanging out with that were really hot. And I brought one to one show and one to another show. And Jamar was like, damn, Kim, you be pulling. He's like, you always with like a good looking dude in here.
You just bring him to
like, yeah.
I love that
only when they're really hot.
You bring him to the show.
Yeah, I carry him around like a trophy wife.
I mean, I like that move.
Yeah, I trophy wife them. And I make them sit and watch my set.
No, no, you don't.
Then I kill them, then I break up with them.
Nothing worse than dating a comic and watching them bomb and then having to share a hotel room with them. That's happened to me before too.
No, that's horrible.
It's like not only was this man making smoothies in the bathroom, but he was bombing all week while we were cohabitating.
No, too much.
You know who this one was?
Yeah,
okay.
Of course. Yeah, I know.
I'll never forget it.
Oh no.
When I was like, can you stop using a blender where I go to the bathroom?
That's a lot.
You can't be
Why in the
blending
bathroom?
up pina coladas in the same toilet you shit by next to the same toilet you're shooting.
Why in the bathroom?
I don't know. He did a lot of weird things like that. Like things that to me were common sense. It was like, I'm sorry. And you know, but it was already like the relationship was starting to fail. No. So it was like everything he did was under this like magnifying glass. And I watched him bomb all week. And to be honest, I also bombed all week. So neither one of us were
just bombing together and making pina coladas.
Bombing in
having
Vegas.
Toilet coladas.
Toilet coladas.
Bombing and toilet coladas.
The only thing that made the trip good was I took mushrooms and watched, what's that fucking Homecoming with Beyonce?
Okay.
Have you watched that?
Is that what you needed to escape?
I was like, yeah. I was like, she's an amazing artist. I haven't given her enough time. I started like realizing Beyonce's a real queen in that moment because Homecoming on Netflix is incredible.
Wow, you really pulled yourself out of the war you were in.
I was like, let me just zone out on anything but.
Wow. Great.
I'm also not a Vegas person. Do you like Vegas? Oh, yeah.
Sarah.
Don't give me those Florida eyes when I ask if you like Vegas.
I love to gamble.
You do?
I love to gamble.
Are you going to fight in Vegas?
Yeah.
Is that happening?
Yeah.
Are you allowed to talk about it?
I think so.
Okay. So she might be fighting in Vegas.
I think.
More info soon.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I can talk about it. I don't know.
Okay. Well, we're also going to be in Austin.
Yes,
November 3rd.
We are.
We're going to be at the Creek in the Cave.
At the Creek in the Cave, November 3rd.
And then we're going to be at Skank Fest the 5th through the 7th.
Yep. And then I'm fighting the next week, I think.
In Vegas?
In Vegas.
That's crazy.
For Ellis Mania. I think I'm allowed to say it. I'm just going to say it. I
think
I'm fighting in Ellis Mania.
But you don't know who you're fighting?
I don't know who I'm fighting.
Do you know who anyone's fighting?
I mean, Lewis and Jason Ellis are fighting.
Okay. Did they normally fight?
No, this is going to be the first time they've fought.
Okay. Why is it called Ellis Mania?
Because it's his
thing. Is he a fighter?
He was, I think.
Interesting. I don't know anything about fighting.
Yeah. I don't know much of the history. I'm just excited.
You're just participating for the love of the game. What kind of fighting is it?
It's MMA, I think.
I don't even know what that means.
It's
I know it's
okay.
mixed martial arts. Is
Right.
it jujitsu?
And punching. And
Muay
kicking.
Thai?
Muay Thai, punching, kicking, and jujitsu together.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So, how do you even train for something like that?
Well, I'm taking Muay Thai 3 days a week and jujitsu 5 days a week.
Saying Muay Thai,
Muay Thai.
it doesn't roll off the tongue for me.
I don't even know if I'm saying it right.
It's got to be it.
Muay Thai.
Yeah,
Yeah, it sounds right.
it sounds right for sure.
But yeah, I'm training a lot.
Is Muay Thai scary?
I just started doing it last week. It hasn't been scary yet, but I also haven't sparred.
So what happens when you spar?
You like actually just get in
Fight?
yeah.
Is it just you and one other person?
Yeah.
And what happens if you get punched in the face?
You get punched in the face.
Is your face just out?
What?
This isn't a helmeted thing.
We've got a mouth guard and a helmet.
I don't do well with a punch to the face.
Yeah, and you can get kicked.
In the head?
Yeah, you can.
No. Do people get hurt?
No, the headgear.
I don't know why. Aren't you afraid of like getting hit in the face?
Yeah.
For me, the fear of getting hit in the face is so strong.
I am scared of getting hit in the face.
that it's not worth it.
But that's why I'm training a lot, so I don't get hit in the face.
So are you going to aim to hit the other person in
Yeah.
the face? No.
Yeah, I just want
Do
to.
you think you'd feel powerful if you gave somebody a black eye?
Yeah, I want to. I want to train enough to where I win really fast.
So you win really fast. Like,
Yeah.
it's like no.
It's nothing. I want to overtrain.
Oh, wow. This is called motivation. You're
I just
acting like you're in the Olympics. Speaking
I
of
just
which,
don't want to worry about getting hit in the face, so I want to train really hard so I don't.
I mean, for me personally, I'd rather just stay at home where it's safe and nothing bad happens.
I get that.
I could do a skincare mask.
That's nice.
That's my energy.
That's
you know
nice.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Dickie Kimmy ready to fight.
Dickie Kimmy's training.
Yeah. Dickie Kimmy in it.
You're in it.
I'm in it.
Do you ever like
I had to go back in 2 hours.
to MMA?
Yeah.
Did you go this morning?
Yeah.
I don't know who the fuck you are. What do you mean? You went this morning and you're going tonight?
Mm-hmm.
What'd you do this morning?
Jiu-jitsu.
Tonight?
Muay Thai.
Oh man, this bitch. That's crazy.
I know.
Do you ever, when you first start dating someone and you say embarrassing things?
Yeah.
You want to know what I said after I came?
What?
We out here.
No.
Yes, I did.
No.
Yes, I
Why
did.
did you say that?
I don't know. It just came out like default.
It came out.
I said, we out here.
No.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. It was like a weird tick.
Did he laugh?
Yeah, he laughed.
Okay.
And now it's like a joke between us. Like,
Okay.
we out here.
Okay.
But
You always have cum jokes with the guys you're dating. Do you remember with the other guy you were dating? Okay, Sarah was like dating this guy.
God, why do you have to bring this up? I hate when you bring it up.
Sarah's like dating this guy, and
I'm gonna
she was like
blush.
really into it in the beginning, like super.
But also, I really was.
You were really into it in the beginning.
I couldn't believe how into it I was in the beginning.
And you were so excited to see him, and you were in New York, and he was visiting New York at the same time. And he got there, and you guys were like horny middle school teenagers.
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Are you guys coming out tonight?" Because like we were all friends, and they're like, "Well, we have to go back to his house and unload. We have to like unload all our stuff." I was like, "Okay, you two have fun unloading." You must have said it like 50 times that you're going to unload.
He did. He's the one that said
Y'all
unload.
were out there or whatever,
We out here.
or whatever.
You haven't done anything embarrassing yet?
With this guy, I cried. Yeah, I cried yesterday.
Why?
I got really bad period cramps, and I cried.
And how did he handle it?
It was really nice,
That's nice.
but it was also like, I'd leave me.
Were you like heavy crying?
No, I was just crying a little bit.
Yeah, but
But it gets that way. It gets bad sometimes.
life or
No,
period?
both, but period. My period
cramps.
cramps
Like,
get
listen,
so fucking bad. Like one day every month, I'm like on my deathbed.
the first and the second day of my period. Oh I'm like like it feels like a vampire sucked all the blood out of my body.
Yeah.
And I am anemic and about to die.
Yeah.
That's
no,
how it feels.
I know. And I'm like, give me cake.
And
I'm like, that's why I want chocolate, because I'm so depleted of any other joy in the world.
Right. And my tits hurt.
My tits hurt. My back hurts.
And I feel like a cunt.
I feel like a cunt. My back hurts. My tits hurt. My head gets more greasy. My hair gets more greasy than normal.
I'm sweating in the middle of the night. Why?
Why?
Why am I waking up with like a hot flash? Does that happen? Like a hormonal sweat?
Yes. Everything's off. I have a stomach ache all week.
I know, yeah.
It's not great. It's not a
period
fun time.
stuff?
And it's also like I have like cramps a week
me.
before my period, like all week.
No, my mood 2 weeks before.
I'm like the whole. I get 4 days of nice, fun, normal.
Yeah, just the beginning.
Yeah. There's
After
one
I
week.
ovulate-
There's 1 week a month where I'm like, I'm not depressed.
Yeah,
and the rest of the time I'm just PMSing.
It's like the first week is fine, then the second week I'm horny, then the third week I have PMS, and the fourth week I'm bleeding.
Yes.
That's my schedule.
Yeah, that's pretty much me
and like
too.
the horny week, it's like the horniest I've ever been.
Yeah.
In my life.
Same.
Like I don't remember being this horny in my 20s. I'm like an old horny like Samantha. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where I'm like, do you remember? Did you feel like you're more horny in your 30s than in your 20s?
Well, I've only been here for like 10 months.
Okay, sorry. As someone who's been here 4 years.
So as a newbie, yeah, I don't know. I've always been pretty horny.
She stays active.
She's active sexually. I don't know. Yeah, I guess.
I also, when you go a really long time without having sex and then you have sex, it's crazy.
Yeah.
You're like, how was I living before?
Right. Sex is so fun.
Or makes you feel like a more normal person.
Yeah.
It's like,
If you're not having sex, you feel like you're there's like a weird FOMO happening where you're like, well, everyone else is having sex.
I never think everyone else is having sex.
Really?
Mm.
I'm like, everyone's having sex. But
Well,
I
maybe
guess
when
a
I
lot of
was
people aren't. There's so many people listening right now that haven't had sex in forever.
They've
They're
never
like,
had
me,
it.
bitch. Do you think how many virgins do you think are listening to your podcast?
Maybe 2.
2.
I think all my listeners pretty much fuck or get it in. I know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
All the Shankingtons. What do you call
All the
your followers?
Shanksters.
All the Shanksters?
Yeah.
Is that what you call them?
Starting now, yeah.
Shanksters. Okay. I love that.
Yeah, the Shanksters in the building.
That's good.
Make noise for Thicky Kimmy.
The Shanksters.
I've
What
thought
do you-
about it before. It wasn't just off the cuff.
What do I call mine? My Congress.
Yeah. Yeah.
My Congos.
Congdonites.
My
My Congdonites.
my condoms.
Yeah, my condoms.
My little condoms. Whatever.
We'll
Yours is
work on
better.
it.
Can I
We'll
use
work-
yours?
No.
My Shanksters.
The Thicky Kimsters.
Thicky Kimsters. That's hilarious.
Amen. You know what the most exciting part of dating someone new is? This guy has a really strong dental hygiene game.
I love that.
Nothing better than a good dental hygiene.
A nice clean mouth.
Yeah.
It's a good thing to have.
You thought...
Well, just like a guy that's clean in general is a nice surprise.
It's shocking.
Because you think that's going to have to... You think it's like
You're gonna
a
be
good
picking
man
up.
comes with like having to show him how to bathe daily and stuff. You're like, I
Yeah.
didn't even have to teach this one.
Well, I know
Some men I've dated, I've had to be like, come. And turning the shower on, like, come on.
Yeah.
Now it's time.
Yeah.
Before we go to bed, we shower.
I know, it's crazy. That's crazy.
How?
Because we're in comedy.
They're stinky.
No, it is really crazy that in my mind, I was like, but before I was finally like, okay, I'm ready to date someone who's an equal, who I don't feel like I'm having to take care of.
Yeah.
And I think that should just be I'm sure it's like cute sometimes if a guy feels like he has to take care of a girl, but only sometimes. Like
For sure.
ultimately
He should want to, not have to.
Yeah, it should be like everyone should be independent enough
Totally.
to take care of themselves.
I know.
You shouldn't have to be like overcompensating for somebody's immaturity.
For sure. This is one of the first times I've dated someone who's like fully adult taking care of himself, like really actually taking care of himself. And then he's also got like extra room to help me with things. And I'm like just not even used to it.
At all.
No. And he's like offering to help with things. I'm like, no, I've got it. Do you need anything?
Yeah, I know.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah.
I know.
Why wouldn't I be okay? And I'm like, I don't know.
I like just to like make an effort.
Me too.
But I think that it's
what we're saying is we're perfect.
We're angels.
We're angels.
We're
We're dateable.
Angels. We're dateable.
And we're being dated.
I mean, we've waited our entire lives to say that. So
Can
dark.
we end the podcast?
Should we end it on that?
I'm done, yeah.
Why? Was it that?
I'm out of here. Goodbye.
Did I embarrass you?
You guys can follow me.
Did I embarrass you publicly?
How do we end it?
Guys, where can people find you, Thicky Kimmy?
You guys can find me on Twitter at Kimberly Congdon, on Instagram and TikTok at Kim Congdon. I'm also streaming video games a few days a week on twitch.tv/QueenKong1, CONG1. And check out my podcast, Broad Topics. I have a podcast of my own. Anywhere you find podcasts, YouTube, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play. That's Broad, TOPIX.
X like xylophone.
Yeah. So
do you like that?
Yeah, thank you so
You're welcome.
And like Sarah said, we will be in Austin, Texas,
November 3rd.
November 3rd and November 5th
through the 7th.
Through
we'll
the
be
7th,
in Houston.
we'll be at SHENK Fest in Houston. And so make sure to check that out. I put my show dates on my Instagram. So
also, you went like this when you were trying to recall.
I was trying to channel.
She was like, I was like, what is happening? Is she gonna need me to telepathically send this to
I was
her?
taking it.
Yeah. That's right. New podcast every Wednesday. We'll be in Austin November 3rd. Skank Fest 5th through the 7th. Same shit. Follow me at Princess Shank. New podcast drop every Wednesday. And yeah, thank you for listening to another episode of Shank. Bye.
Bye.